It's a public outcry and fierce opposition. The people who live in Esquimalt and Vic West are celebrating tonight, celebrating what one calls sweet sewage victory. Today, the Capital Regional District, the Core Liquid Waste Management Committee, removed the Viewfield Road site from consideration for a biosolids plant. But the district now has to figure out where to put it and determine if the Hartland landfill is the right site. It also needs to work to regain the public trust. CTV's Aaron Glazier reports.
They arrive armed and ready for a battle. This group is determined to stop a sewage biosolids plant from being built on Viewfield Road.
Processing, transfer, or storage due to the extreme incompatibility with immediate adjacent land uses and the potential for impact to human health and safety and property values.
After months of protests and a staff recommendation to abandon the plan, the CRD's directors unanimously vote down the idea
All in favor?
to place the plant in a residential neighborhood in Esquimalt.
It'll actually be safe. We don't have to worry about there being an explosion 130 meters away from our house. So definitely that's a really good thing.
Absolutely, yeah. This was weighing very heavily on the community.
For months, Desjardins has argued that putting both the sewage treatment plant and biosolids facility in her municipality would be devastating.
We have taken a step forward because Viewfield is off the table. But I think as a board, in terms of trust and in terms of process for the public, I think we have a lot of fences to mend.
So what's next for the piece of property on Viewfield Road? The CRD will now report back to the committee with options that include moving to sell or resolve to hold. The piece of property was assessed at $17 million, but that doesn't mean it's worth that on the open market, leaving taxpayers on the hook for the difference, and the CRD's own members questioning its acquisition practices.
We look at some of those policies that we've adopted that may not be relevant and that continue to get us into hot water.
But the CRD isn't out of the woods just yet. Opposition to the Hartland landfill site is now building. 500 people living near Willis Point are worried about their drinking water.
That's really our biggest concern, and that's what residents are terrified of.
Stepping up to protect them, CRD board member Mike Hicks tables a motion to create a community liaison group, but members vote to rework and revisit the idea next week.
And they've got to sit at the table and have these concerns addressed by the sewage committee if they're going to move the plant to Hartland. Simple as that.
If the opposition in Esquimalt is any indication of what a passionate group is capable of, the search for a site for this new plant may be far from over.
CTV's Aaron Glazier joins us now with more. Aaron, the Hartland site is now the only other one on the table, but at the meeting today, some CRD directors were concerned about that.
Hudson, there were a number of members who seemed uneasy at today's meeting. Barb Desjardins once again calling for a complete reset on this project. McLaughlin Point is the site for a sewage treatment plant. Then they need to find a site for a biosolids facility. She's suggesting once again that they need to find a site where both facilities can be housed on one piece of property, and that may be an ALR piece that could be taken out in a land swap.
All right, the story goes on. Aaron, thank you.
You're welcome.